boxing on Channel 5. Defending his name, his legacy, Harlem Eubank. Battling his way up the super lightweight rankings. Can he remain undefeated? Big Fight Live, Eubank versus Uruzquieta, Friday at 10 on Channel 5.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Marnie, thank you very much for having us in your gym. How are we?
I am very well, thank you. Very excited to have these big names in my little tiny gym in South East London. No, it's an honour.
It's not little anymore though. It's not little, you're not little anymore. Talk to me about life since winning The Apprentice. Obviously you are now a superstar.
It has been, well, Oscar, that is very nice, superstar. No, it has been crazy. It has been non-stop, just interview after interview, lots of media, but you know what, I am loving every minute and I'm getting so much support and reaching out from the boxing community, which is everything that I could have wanted. I couldn't be happier.
How hard is it keeping it a secret, and who can you tell? Like, do you tell a couple of close people? Or?
I am a good secret keeper. Obviously it was a shock, but I had to respect the rules of the process, so yeah, my lips were firmly sealed.
I saw you doing a watch along when you won it, and I thought I would have ended up just telling everyone anyway. But yeah, I know obviously you're not new to boxing. Do you just kind of want to tell us a little bit about your boxing background? And I know you used to do a little bit yourself as well.
Yeah, I used to compete. I haven't fought since 2016. I loved it. I loved boxing, but I also realised I liked food. So no, with boxing, it's an all or nothing sport. You have to be fully committed to it, and that wasn't the place I was at. So I moved into coaching, I've done a bit of promoting, and now my heart is firmly set on the business side of boxing and being in the gyms, and opening as many as I can. I really want Bronx to be ultimately a nationwide name where there are many of us all over the place.
So what's kind of your, I would say, main goal for what happens inside the gym? Like you said, you want Bronx to be a household name when it comes to boxing gyms, etc. But what's kind of your main goal inside the four walls of the gym?
I think I have a few different key priorities. One is supporting upcoming pros. I think there's not a massive amount of support for grassroots pro boxing. If you get them big deals and the big names, then you're winning. But I'd love to be able to be part of the early days of some up-and-coming prospects' careers. But ultimately, the bread and butter of the gym is running sessions. So we are on a mission to just let everybody know that boxing belongs to everyone and that everyone's welcome here. So we run sessions every evening from 6 till 9 on the hour, and I just want to get the world in gloves. I want people to know the magic that happens inside amateur gyms, because there's something really special that happens in there. But often amateur gyms don't have sort of a business mindset or a commercial mindset. So I figured if I can bring that commercial side in and mix it with the magic of amateur boxing gyms, then we're onto a winner.
Do you think boxing's kind of struggling a little bit in the mainstream? Obviously, it goes in ups and downs. You had like kind of the peak AJ days. I feel like everyone in the world was a boxing fan. And I know it kind of goes up and down a little bit like everything, I guess. Do you think it's kind of struggling a little bit with being a mainstream sport at the moment? It's always going to be a bit of a niche sport, but do you think it's kind of struggling in the limelight at times?
Well, I don't know if it's struggling. I think every industry has its peaks and troughs and it has its waves, so I get that. But hopefully what I'm trying to achieve is bring boxing to the masses. I think we are still missing a huge market of people. I have women and men that walk past the door and say, oh, I've seen it a few times, and then there's a reason why they don't want to come through the doors. Maybe they still have this misconception that boxing is intimidating, and really the most loved I've ever felt has been inside boxing gyms. So I just want to reach that market, those people that don't consider themselves boxing fans, and let them know, like I said, that boxing belongs to everyone. Get them through the doors, and I think that will help the industry, it will help the sport, because you never know what fighters you've got in that pool of people that are just dismissing boxing as not for them. Like what if the next Anthony Joshua is out there, he just doesn't think he's a boxing man? Like, I need to find them people.
100%, and hopefully it does come from a Bronx gym. Talk to you a little bit about Alan Sugar. Obviously, Lord Sugar. Sorry, you've got to say that, haven't you, with the investment. Lord Sugar. Obviously, he's one of them people that because we see him on the TV, we kind of see the aura and the character of Lord Sugar kind of in The Apprentice. But if you can spill a couple of Lord Sugar secrets, I guess, and I want to know how much of a boxing fan he is. Like, did you kind of chat about actual boxing? Like,
Well, I think he has had a little tiny bit of a boxing past back in his early days. I mean, he's from East London, and East London's got a great boxing gym up there. So I think anyone from that East London area has probably had a dabble in boxing at some point. It's kind of like a rite of passage, right? But I don't think he's ever been involved in the business of boxing, and I think that was one of the reasons why he chose me, is because this is an exciting, brand new venture for him, new uncharted territory. So I think he's going to be able to teach me a lot about business, but I'll be able to teach him a lot about boxing. And how exciting to have such a business tycoon now in the industry of boxing. I mean, as far as what you're saying about is boxing struggling, I think his presence, his aura, what he can bring to the sport, also with me together, I think we could help redefine a new era. And I know that's ambitious, but I am ambitious, so we'll get there.
This interview's been 5 minutes long and you've sold me already. I believe you. I believe in Bronx.
Listen, Oscar, this is not my first rodeo.
Right, so you are obviously not fighting anymore. That's not going to happen. But there's a little bit of an influencer world building out there.
No.
You're a face now. You're a face now.
Listen, if I ever box again, I am boxing as a boxer, not as a YouTuber, not as an influencer. All credit to them. I think everyone should be on their grind, do their thing, but I'm a purist, and I fought in the amateurs, I fought in those working men's clubs, you know, I've paid my dues, and I'd want to, if I ever did put on gloves again, I'd want to be respected from the boxing community that I'm the real deal.
It's got the IFL TV viewers on side immediately. Who are you loving at the moment in the female game? I mean, obviously, the growth the last, 4 or 5 years, probably since Katie signed with Matchroom, has been massive. Who are you kind of loving at the moment?
Hard one. I am team Savannah Marshall. I love how humble she is. She's like, you know, she's the silent assassin, right? Like, I love that. I love that she can achieve so much without needing to talk. She just walks the walk. So I love her. Massive fan of Katie Taylor as well for the same sort of reasons. I love people that don't need to say too much. Their actions just back it up. So huge fan of those two. I say all that, but then I also love the bravado and brashness of Claressa Shields. Like, I love them all. Honestly, I am just ride or die for all female boxers because I know the work that they put in. And as much as I'm trying to now take on this boxing arena from a business point of view, they've paved the way from a boxing and a fighting point of view. So I'm just team all the girls.
100%. Women's boxing is absolutely flying, and it'd be good to kind of welcome you, I guess, into this sort of circle that we do, and hopefully this is the first of many IFL TV interviews. Just kind of a final word from yourself about, I don't know, if you can sum up perhaps the whole whirlwind that's been this process.
It has been insane, honestly insane. But if there was one thing that I really wanted to come out of it, it was to have the boxing community on side and have them supporting me, which I didn't expect, you know. I thought I might have to hustle a bit harder to try and speak to the right people, but I can hand on heart say everyone, from the boxers, from the fighters, the promoters, the PR people, all of the boxing community has been behind me, and I think they can see that my intentions are good and that all I really want is to get boxing to the masses and get everyone in a pair of gloves. I think everyone should, before they die, know what it feels like to hit a heavy bag and just get it all out of their system. So that's what I'm here for.
Refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,